Starmer has been hot water for a long time now, and it seems his own politicians are turning against him. This week we've seen one come out and interview, stating she disagreed with his acceptance of freebies, and now we have one of his top officials literally abandon him at the worst possible time. The Labour MP also issued a scathing rant towards him in her resignation letter. Grab your popcorn, it's all heating up. But first, before we get into the video, hit the like and subscribe button and join our fast-growing community. Canterbury MP Rosie Duffield has cited Sir Keir Starmer's cruel policies and freebies row as the reason behind her historic decision to resign the Labour whip with immediate effect. Duffield, who became the first Labour MP to represent the leafy Kent seat in 2017, waited just 86 days since the 2024 general election to jump ship. The 53-year-old became the fastest MP to quit the whip in modern political history, after writing a blistering letter to the Prime Minister today. Duffield condemned Starmer for accepting gifts worth £107,000 since 2019, especially items of clothing from Labour peer Lord Ali. She said, "The sleaze, nepotism, and apparent avarice are off the scale. I am so ashamed of what you and your inner circle have done to tarnish and humiliate our once proud party." Taking aim at the Prime Minister over his decision to retain the two-child benefit cap and axe winter fuel payments, Duffield wrote, "Someone with far above average wealth choosing to keep the Conservatives' two-child limit to benefit payments, which entrenches children in poverty, while inexplicably accepting expensive personal gifts of designer suits and glasses, costing more than most of these people can grasp. This is entirely undeserving of holding the title of Labour Prime Minister." She added, "Forcing a vote on the winter fuel payment to make many older people iller and colder, while you and your favourite colleagues enjoy free family trips to events most people would have to save hard for. Why are you not showing even the slightest bit of embarrassment?" Starmer suspended the whip from a cabal of Corbynista MPs after 7 rebels voted for an SNP amendment to axe the two-child benefit cap from the King's speech. The Prime Minister, who defended his decision to scrap the £300 pensioner perk during his conference speech this week, also suffered a major blow on Wednesday when Labour MPs encouraged him to U-turn on his policy. However, Starmer's donor row appears to have ruffled some feathers after it emerged yesterday that the Prime Minister received a further £16,000 of clothing donations from Lord Ali, bringing the total to £32,000. The Scottish National Party has written to the House of Commons Standards Commissioner, the Independent Advisor on Ministerial Interests, Sir Laurie Magnus, and the Cabinet Secretary Simon Case, demanding an investigation into what the party claimed had become Starmer's version of the MP's expenses scandal. Attacking Starmer for so-called hypocrisy, Duffield later wrote, "Since the change of government in July, the revelations of hypocrisy have been staggering and increasingly outrageous. I cannot put into words how angry I and my colleagues are at your total lack of understanding about how you have made us all appear. How dare you take our longed-for victory, the electorate's sacred and precious trust, and throw it back in their individual faces and the faces of dedicated and hard-working Labour MPs. The Canterbury MP, who was formerly a teaching assistant, will now sit as an independent after years of speculation about a defection to the Tories." Duffield appeared to hint disaffection from former Labour colleagues' looms for Starmer, claiming household names are really angry and really frustrated. She added, "I don't know if anyone else will leave. I think most people feel they have got to stay and fight inside the party, and I did that to the best of my ability for as long as I could. But this is the end of the road for me for now." Duffield, who is a friend of Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, has been at loggerheads with Starmer ever since being embroiled in a row with the Prime Minister over whether only women have a cervix. However, the ex-Labour MP denied her decision to sit as an independent had anything to do with her ongoing gender row. She told the Sunday Times, "With my views, all I wanted was for those views to be taken seriously and discussed, and I think as a movement, the Labour Party has shifted, and we are talking about those things now. I and others put it on the agenda by basically being very loud about women's rights, and I am glad it is now a mainstream discussion, but that's not why I am leaving the Labour Party. The Labour Party has left me." Duffield's resignation comes as support for Labour faces a post-election drop. More in Common cut Labour's 10% lead to just 4%, with support dropping from 34% to just 30%. Tory support witnessed a 2-point boost, with Reform UK surging by 4%. The Liberal Democrats received a modest 1-point leap, with the Greens hovering flat at 7%. Despite the low level of support on July 4th, Labour returned 411 MPs. However, according to electoral calculuses, More in Common's poll would leave Labour with 349, and the Tories would gain 55 to take them to 176. There is little change for the smaller parties, with Reform UK only snatching Llanelli and Sittingbourne and Sheppey to take them to 7, and the Liberal Democrats suffering 1 net loss. Lastly, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are at the beginning of the end of their professional partnership following a series of solo engagements in New York for the Duke, it has been claimed. The Duke of Sussex flew alone to embark on various projects involving some of his key charities, including the Diana Awards. Harry also made a surprise US TV appearance with Jimmy Fallon as he joined the late-night host for a haunted maze experience, sharing a rare glimpse into his fun and potty-mouthed persona. Speaking in an interview, royal biographer Angela Levin claimed that the royal couple are facing crisis as their evident professional separation has shown a sad side to Harry whilst in New York. Questioning if Meghan has become fed up with Harry, Levin told host Nana Aqua, "All of the conversations were very negative. He was very sad about a lot of things, saying we've got to change the world. But actually, what he means, I think, is that he wants to change his own world." So you have to work out, why has this happened? Was Meghan fed up with him to get rid of him for 10 days? Are they really just going to divide their work? What actually is the reason? Predicting the end of Harry and Meghan's relationship, Levin claimed, "My own feeling is that this is the beginning of the end, because once she finds that she's okay on her own, then she's satisfied. As we've seen throughout her life, she drops people when she no longer needs them, and I think that will be what happens around the corner." When asked if she believes Harry has woken up from his haze of love for Meghan, Levin claimed that Harry needs her all of the time and is controlled by the Duchess. Levin explained, "I think if he was very popular, he would be very positive with the way he talks about the charities. The thing that we saw that was very popular was when he was with Jimmy Fallon, taking on the haunted maze. There we saw the original Harry. He was laughing, he was enjoying himself, he was as happy as can be. He's gone back to being a teenager and enjoying himself." However, Levin highlighted that Harry's first few engagements in New York displayed his anxiety and nerves, suggesting he felt he needed Meghan by his side. Levin said, "What's very interesting is that he was there by himself. He can't do anything without Meghan. For the first few charities he was going to, he was incredibly anxious. He was fiddling with his hands and adjusting his tie, and he was really nervous. That shows you that Meghan is controlling him so much that he doesn't know how to manage by himself." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.